Today I'm going to show you how to make this very beautiful open-close animation. Let's finally begin with this beautiful tutorial. So make sure inside the starter GUI insert a screen GUI and then insert a text button or an image button, one of the two. So one thing I want to mention right here, the properties search for anchor point. In case you want to animate your button with like some click effect, something like this, make sure to put this to 0.5, 0.5. So it's going to be at the center. Make sure to do it at the beginning because as you've seen, the button just got, it did move, like, see? Yeah, so make sure you set it at the beginning if you don't want to have any problems later. Make sure, of course, now customize it. So for example, text, let's do text scaled, text, let's do shop, for example, text color, I want to make it white with some beautiful blue background, something like this. Let's choose a beautiful font, so font face, let's do Feredoka 1. Something like this. This looks pretty good to me. I like it. If you want, you can also insert a beautiful UI stroke. Let's do two of them. So UI stroke, apply stroke mode, contextual, so only the text, and one for the border, so border. Let's do a thickness of 3 or 2. Yeah, 3 or 3 is better. Anyways, choose a thickness that you like. And if you want to make it also more beautiful, insert a UI corner. This is currently using the offset, which I don't recommend. So you could put a value of like 0.1, see 0.3. Nice, something more acceptable and small and very cute, to be honest. Make sure if you want, you can also rename your button, like once you've done your button, I would recommend going into the test section, then click on devices. I would recommend an iPhone 14 Pro. As you can see, the button is very large on this phone, an iPad. You can see the button is not correctly resized. It's for a normal user, it's small. For an iPhone user, it's actually large. For a PS5 user, it's extremely tiny. This is very bad. In this case, I recommend you to install a plugin. You can click on Toolbox, plugin, Auto Scale Light. This plugin right here, it's very good. Make sure to install it. You're going to have these three options right here. So you select your button and you click on the unit conversion. You set the position and the size to scale. And if you go now into the test, once again into the PS5, as you can see the button almost identical, but still not perfect. You can see the button gets a different shape every time. So to fix this issue, you need also to add a constraint. It's going to automatically maintain the correct size of the original button for every single device. So even if it's a PS5, it's going to be the same button for every single device. So the size, the scale, everything is perfect. By the way, if you're going to try to like modify the button, you can see it's not modifying correctly. In fact, you can make it bigger, smaller. Like you can only like, change the ratio of it, as you can see. But I cannot, make it larger. I can like do like this, but this is very wrong. So make sure to add it only at the end when you're done with your buttons or every single UI element. Either it's a frame or whatever. But anyways, I'm done with my button, so I can place it here and also insert a frame. And for the frame, do pretty much the same thing to customize your beautiful menu, shop menu, whatever you want to call it. So this is how I made it. So this is the frame, this is the text label, this is a text button actually. I put a lot of UI strokes, details, some details. So once you're done, you can actually start to script if you want. So you can insert inside the GUI, screen GUI, I recommend right here, a local script. Make sure it's a local script and not a server one. This gray one right here is the server one, while the local is local. You can actually read it, it's in blue also, it has a blue icon. Anyways, we need now to say where is the button, where is the shop menu, and all of this stuff. So to begin with, write local button, you can put a name of your like, shop button equals script.parent.shop button, and the local shop menu equals script.parent.shop menu. Since I'm going to put animations, I'm going to add a service right here. I'm going to call it twin service. You can call it whatever you want it, but the best name is actually twin service. So twin service equals game to that get service twin service. Make sure to write it like this. So now let's make the actual thing at least working. So you could write, for example, shop button dot mouse button one click to that connect function. You need to add a parenthesis. You should click like enter after parenthesis. You should have an end automatically. Anyways, you should have something like this. So now write if shop menu that visible equals false, then shop menu that visible equals true. Else if shop menu that visible equals true, then shop menu that visible equals false. I think you understand everything. I don't need to explain anything. So if this is false, it's going to set it to true. If this is true, it's going to set it to false when you're going to click the shop button. You can see I can open, close it. But unfortunately, the close button inside my shop menu is not working because I didn't added any script inside. So make sure to know the name of your close button so you can open like your frame or whatever it is. As you can see, mine is close button. You can define it if you want right here. So you could put also like shop menu dot close button, just like this. Or if you want, you can type it right here. So shop menu dot close button. You can do it also like this if you want. But anyways, let's keep it clean and perfect. So let's do close button dot mouse button one click. So that's connect function. Pretty much do the same thing as before. So if it's visible, it set it to false. And since it has only the close, we don't need any else if. As you can see, I can do like this and also close it from the menu itself, which is very beautiful. But now let's add some beautiful sound effects. So we are going to put a folder. Let's name this folder sounds or any name you like. Open your toolbox and search. Make sure to choose audio and search. Click button. I really like this sound right here. I click on add. I have the sound right here. Make sure to rename it if you want or wish. Equals script.parent.sounds, and right here write sounds folder that button click or whatever name you did put to that play, and copy the same code the close button. Have the sound. As you can see, we can do it also very fast. Since this is very simple, you don't need any debounce, but if you want, you can also add a bounce, so you can only close and open it only after a certain time. So now let's add some beautiful animation. So number one, let's do the button animation, the click animation. So we need to save the original size of the buttons. So make sure to save the size universally, so inside the script, like here at the beginning, something like this. Because if you're going to put inside the function, it's going to be very broken. Pretty much you're going to save the new size every time, so the button could get bigger or smaller. So it's very bad to do like this. So make sure to put it right here. How to put this very weird parentheses right here like this. So this is going to be a table like this and not any normal local. Now let's make a function. So local function, add it or whatever you want it. Do the parentheses. After the parentheses, hit enter. And you should have something like this. And here we need to actually script the real thing. So when we are going to call the function, we're going to put the actual button. If not save size, it's going to check if there is not already the button inside. And if there is not, it's going to save the button like this. Now we need to make the actual function to animate it and save it and all of the important things. So once again, local function, for example, anim button click, put here like button as an instance. Is an instance. It's not very important. You can put any name you like, and here I need to script the real thing. Okay, so this is the code right here. By the way, once we done this function right here, we could actually move these, play sound right here inside the function itself. you're good like this. So let me explain now you how it works. This is button, so this is an instance when we are going to call the button. This is save size. This is the function we previously made, and it's going to save the size. This is the animation style. This is twin info. You type twin info, it's going to pop up automatically, something like this. That new is the speed of the animation, how fast it has to play. In this case, it's going to play in 0.1 seconds, so a fraction of a second. Enum.easing style, this is the actual animation style, something like this of the animation. This is very important. There is quad, there is cubic, there is scene, there is a lot of animations you could choose, but I like to put quad. Enum is in direction, is the direction of the animation, if it has to be inside, outside. You could put like animation style 1, animation style 2, in case you want, like, I don't know, in. This out could be something like this if you wish. In this case, I did put both, because you don't even notice this, so yeah, you could choose just one style animation, and you're good to go. Anyways, this original size, so you put here the table, save the sizes, and you do this very weird parentheses right here, like bracket, something like this. You put here button, the same button you did right here, you put it here, and it's going to search the button inside the table, shrink it the size, original size, so size from the table, right here, minus udim2, this thing right here, that new. So since we are doing this for every single device in the world, we are playing with the scale. So you just change the first, let's say 0 right here. So 0.01 comma. This 0 right here is this offset scale. It's a thing like can't explain, but this is the offset scale. I don't recommend to play with this one. Make sure to always play with the scale one. We have once again scale value. This is the scale of the, I don't remember, the epsilon. Yeah, epsilon scale. You can read it right here. And yeah, once again 0.1 and the offset to 0. So this is the actual animation. So we call the twin service, same local twin service we did made right here. So twin service, to that create the button, put the button, the animation style right here we did make previously, and you need to do this very weird parentheses right here, and you put here the property that you want to edit. In this case, we want to edit the size of the button. So size equals shrinked size, local shrinked size, this thing right here, you put it right here, and release animation, pretty much the same thing, just you put original size instead right here. Click anim, two dots, play, it's going to play the animation. When it's completed, release animation, play, so it's going to be completed. Let's put right here, callback, parentheses. Why callback? Because if you are now going to try to play this, there is going to be a big mess. Let me show you. Like this. As you can see, I don't even see the animation. Oh wait, I didn't even done the animation. Make sure now to put it right here. Anime button click, shop button. And the same thing right here. So anime button click, close button. Don't even wait for the animation to finish, it already closes it. This is very wrong. Completely wrong. Need to add comma, function, parentheses. So when we are going to click enter, it's going to do like this. So make sure to put this end right here, to put it below the script right here. So you put it right here. So the callback is the function. So comma callback is comma function right here. If you understand, it's going to do this piece of code right here when it's going to finish the release animation. So, and you do the same thing right here. So yeah, like this. As you can see, it waits the animation to be completed. It's too light, to be honest, Evan. Yeah, it's decent, let's say. You can make it stronger if you wish. You see me, I want to do a very small thing. I'm going to explain you in 2 seconds. If the name of the button is close button, the shrinking size is going to be this one right here. And if it's shop button, it's going to be a little bit less. That's what I have done. The shrinked size is nil. It just has to be defined to be used right here. And yeah, if we are now going to test it out, the shop button is perfect. For the close button is also perfect. As you can see, it's pretty strong, decent, very good. Now, if you want to add a beautiful animation, an open close animation, because you can see It's very simple. Show, don't show, show, don't show. Open, close, open, close. There is no animation, there is no style, there is nothing. If you want, we can put a beautiful animation when we are going to close the shop menu. So we are going now to put a beautiful animation for the shop menu. As always, make sure to make a function. So local function, I don't know, anim menu, for example. Parenthesis, menu. The type of animation I'm going to do is a transparency animation. So it's going to be honest, even very simple to make. So I made the script now, as you can see. So one thing you should add actually is also the bounce. A player can like very fast click the button and the animation is never going to be completed and it's going to be a bit very broken, let's say. Make sure to put the bounce if you want, or if you want don't, but I recommend. So here's the script. So as always, an instance, in this case menu, the animation style I did put. If the menu is a frame and the name is different than bar deco, because in my case, I made that, let's say, this black bar right here, but this black bar right here that you see is actually a frame. So what's going to happen if you scroll, if you see down below right here, it says close menu. So going pretty much to repeat the same code, I'm going to repeat this and it's going to close like immediately. This is a big mistake. So if you have any special element, make sure the name is different than this element in case there's some weird bug going on with the animation. So this is the animation. It's going to animate the background to equals 1. So 1 equals completely transparent. You're going to see through it pretty much. So you are going to see nothing. So the animation play completed. So going to set it to visible equals false, because if you don't set it to visible equals false, number one, is going to don't work correctly. It's going to think it's always visible to true. So make sure at the end to do visible equals false. Make sure to put the bounce right here. It's going anyways to play like all together, so you don't going to see any problem. So make sure if you want, you can set it here, here the bounce, whatever you want. By the way, it's a good idea to set it here and don't worry about it. Or you need to put this very weird code right here. So for underscore comma, put the name of the instance that you're going to name every single object. In Hyperis menu, get children. So it's going to search inside the shop menu every single element. If the element GUI object is a text button or a text label, they are pretty much the same thing to animate. Going to do this animation right here. So going to animate the text transparency and the background transparency to completely invisible. It's going to play, complete, set to false. Same thing goes for the image buttons, image button or image label, animation, image transparency to 1, background transparency to 1, play, complete, visible equals false. For the frame, simply the background, completed, visible equals false. For the UI stroke, it doesn't have the property visible, so for the UI stroke, it's going to be only transparency. It's going to play it and it's going to finish like this without any visible equals false. So if I'm now going to test it out, going to try it out, going to close it. And unfortunately, I didn't make any function to make it visible again. It's very simple to do. You could pretty much copy the whole code, paste it, rename the function to like open menu, and instead of 1, you put 0. Make sure to rename also right here, and you need to fix a little thing right here. So menu visible equals false, and then you remove it, and instead menu that visible equals true. The same thing you do right here, you remove it and you put right here GUI object visible equals true, and same goes for all of the other ones. So now it's perfect almost. Oh wait, I need to fix, so we need to put now the function down here. So open menu, shop menu. So if we now try, we closed it, so it's closed now. We open it, we have this little mistake right here. We have the background animated for the title right here. Unfortunately, you have to do it manually, or if you want, you can create also a table of the elements you don't want to animate, like a table right here. So local, special, GUI, let's call it, equals this weird parenthesis, title equals true. You could put like a command also, I don't know, like title 2 equals true, something like this. How many elements you need to animate. In this case, I want only title. Under the end of the function right here, you need to put another else if. So you could do still like if it's only one element, that name equals, do a different animation. By the way, make sure here to exclude this. So to like don't animate this for mistake, you do and GUI object that name is different than title and is going to animate every single different element than the title. But if it's title right here, we put a different animation. Could pretty much just copy this whole code right here. We remove the background and we are done. So if you are now going to try it, as you can see, close, open it. Wait, there is a problem. Oh wait, I forgot to put the GUI object that visible equals true. So I forgot it, sorry. So if you now close it, open, close it, open, it's perfect. There is no mistakes at all. If you want to use the table instead, so instead of different, you type not and not type the table, you make this square parentheses right here, you put GUI object that name. So it's going to check the table if is the name of the GUI object is not there. If it's there, it's not going to execute this part of code. It's going to skip it. And with the else if you're going to put the table and check the name of the GUI object, if it's going to see it's part of the table right here, it's going to animate this part of code right here is going to execute. It works correctly, and this is very useful if you have like 10, 20 different GUI objects that you don't want to animate the background. For example, you don't want them to animate the background, but others yes. You use the table, and this is very useful. And yeah, we are pretty much done with the code. But yeah, that's how it works. Open and close. Open and close. Beautiful animations. Could also do like the position instead. So instead of saving the sides in the table, we do also the position. So instead of saving the size, save the position. You could save the position, and yeah, you could ask the close menu and the open menu to edit instead the position of the object, and it's going to be the same thing just with the position. But anyways, this was pretty much it. As you can see, it's working perfectly fine. There is no bugs, problems, and that's how it works. Anyways, I hope you did learn something very important today. Thank you a lot for your precious time, attention, and so on. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, leave a like to this beautiful video, and hope to see you for the next time. Goodbye! Subscribe